Hey everyone, so this is my review of The Flash Season 3, Episode 6, called Shade, and basically what this episode is about is that Wally starts getting visions of Kid Flash, and Barry must tell him about his life in Flashpoint to try and keep him safe and keep him understanding of what's going on. And this was a really interesting episode that had some moments that got a little long in my opinion, but overall this was a really fun watch. And I kind of liked the fact that they finally got around to really showing Alchemy in this episode. I wish they would have shown him a bit more than they did, but the sort of final scene that they did show him fully was really well done and really well organized, and I really enjoyed it. And I also really liked that throughout this episode they finally showed what alchemy does to a person as he's showing these memories of their Flashpoint life. And them doing this similar thing throughout each of the people and really showing what Magenta described when she was being targeted by alchemy. They showed pretty much all the exact same stuff with Wally, which I really like that they did do that and they did keep it kind of consistent. And Wally's whole quest to get powers and all that's starting to get really kind of annoying from both sides of the argument, both from Wally and from Joe. Just all of that's getting really annoying with how much they keep bringing it up when so far it hasn't really gotten anywhere, but probably with how this episode ended it will eventually get somewhere. And then the argument will switch to Joe not wanting Wally to be a hero, but Wally wants to be a hero, and blah 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 blah. And I just am really tired of it. And I kind of like, sadly to say, the growing separation between Iris and Barry that's been hinted on through the past couple of episodes. I've kind of seen little hints of them sort of separating from being a couple. I kind of like that, but it is a little annoying with how slow they're doing it. I feel like they might be dragging that on through the whole rest of the season. That eventually by the rest of some point near the end of this season they'll eventually break up or something. Because it is slow moving, but I can see the hints of them having this strong separation. Then the whole movie scene was a really fun and great moment that I really enjoyed. And then I kind of like that Caitlin finally told Cisco about her having these abilities and stuff, because my hopes for it is that maybe with her telling everyone that she has these abilities, maybe her story might arc slightly away from her comic book story, where because these people are here for her and know that she has these powers and stuff, that she might not end up being completely alone and might still have friends and might still be kind of good and all this stuff. That's my hopes. But with what Cisco's visions showed and what the next episode trailer showed, she is going to have this bit of an arc of being evil and kind of going mad and all this stuff. But hopefully there is this sort of arc back where she does still somewhat remain good, or find a way to be good, or find a way to gain the heat back in her body without needing the assistance of others and stuff. That they find a way to help her and she doesn't end up being this villain. But I still really would kind of find it cool to see her as fully Killer Frost. But I also don't want to see it, so it is that little bit of a conflict for me. Then HR's device to make him disguise so he could go out in public I found really kind of cool and I really enjoyed. But I'm very confused on how he hasn't been going out in public before this, because hasn't he been going out all the time to get coffee for everyone or go and get himself some food and stuff like this? So hasn't he been outside of Star Labs before this? So it was a little weird that they waited until this point to finally bring up, oh hey, you can't leave Star Labs, when I feel like he's been doing it for a while now. And then I really kind of like HR's whole plan to reopen Star Labs, but I'm also really kind of conflicted about that, like I have been for several other things in this episode. Because I understand from the perspective that HR has with it, which is that it will make them all seem less suspicious as to why they're always hanging out in this abandoned laboratory that is Star Labs. Because if they reopen it, it won't be abandoned, so it kind of makes sense for why they'd be there and stuff. But the problem is that if they reopen it, there is also the possibility of all the other people that will be working at the lab, or people wandering around through it, that they might stumble upon the team while they're out doing a mission or something. So there is a risk of them being caught either way. So I'm very curious to see if they are going to reopen it or not. But overall, I have to say that I really enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see what the next one will bring, especially with all the previews showing a lot of Killer Frost. So yeah, that's my review of The Flash Season 3, Episode 6, called Shade. So yeah, bye!